Just before this week started, I had the alarming realization that our wedding is 3 weeks away, now significantly less than that, and there's still a lot to do, which is why wedding related tasks is going to be my main focus for the week ahead. I still need to get my attire properly sorted, I have bookings to make, I have people to chase up with regards to being vendors or whether they're going to be there for particular parts and whatever else. And of course I also have other goal actions that I need to take because the wedding is not the only thing I'm focusing on over this 3-month challenge. But to get ahead, we need to get started. So let's go back to Monday morning.
Good morning, happy Monday. As is typical for the start of the week, I'm feeling quite optimistic about getting things done. I got out of bed on time, put my laundry on, it's package day so I have some things to unbox later, and it's time to get on the walking pad and get to exercise. On the cards for today, notably, we have the morning routine, exercise, shower, have breakfast, but then it'll be onto the Epic Goals work along so that we can actually get into goal work at the very start of the week. And then the rest of the day is pretty much a work day, which mainly means editing last week's vlog, and maybe some other little bits and pieces. At this stage, what I've kind of come to realize is that a lot of the individual one-off tasks that I need to do aren't so much for the goals that only have like 4 or 5 individual things. Most of those are kind of dealt with, or they're scheduled for later in our 3-month challenge, which means the ones that I really have to focus on at the moment are the goals that have really long task lists of a lot of individual things to be done. For instance, the wedding and also digital products. The other goals that I'm mainly working on are kind of like routine based, so like daily exercise, or getting 8,000 steps, or aiming to get into bed and not use my phone in bed. Not using the phone in bed is something I'm in particular paying attention to this week, because I feel like that is the main culprit of me getting to sleep late. Late in the sense that I would ideally like to be getting to sleep earlier so that I get more sleep before I wake up at 7:30. For now though, it's time to put on The Walking Dead, get my steps in, and then go and have breakfast.
Feeling clean and ready to tackle the day. As said, first thing though is our Epic Goals work along. It's essentially just a little period of time at the start of the day on Monday, at least my time zone, where I get to do some work on my goals with other people, kind of like body double. It just helps hold you accountable to getting things done. Always a very positive way to start the week. Hello, how's it going? What are you working on today? Yeah, I think mine's mainly gonna be the things that I didn't get finished last week, and then maybe some wedding admin if I have time for it. It's gonna be the 30th, which means it's like 4 weeks away, I think, at this stage. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm starting to feel a little bit time pressured. As said, the main tasks for me as part of the work along are going to be doing the stuff that I put off last week, because I'd like to get those ones done as soon as possible. And then if I have a little bit more time in the 2-hour block, maybe do some wedding admin. That's stuff like sending emails, confirming attendance, stuff like that. The one thing I keep putting off is listing sellables from the declutter. They've been just chilling around on my floor or in this basket so that I could put them online and get them to a new home. Those listings have finally been put up and we already have one person who seems to be interested. Yay! Hopefully this proves to be fruitful. The biggest issue I found with selling things online, in particular more expensive items like digital cameras, which I've sold at least 1 or 2 of, is that you often get people who want to try and scam you out of your money. And I'm very much hoping that I don't have to deal with any of those people this time because it's just frustrating. The last one that I sold, I had a bunch of people reach out being like, hey, I want to buy this, but I want to do it through PayPal. And I'm like, yeah, no, if you live in New Zealand, which is the only places that I'm really selling to, you should be able to do either cash or direct bank transfer. I'm not gonna mess around with you doing PayPal and then doing the whole kind of switcheroo thing so then I'm out of pocket and out of camera. No. For international sales, PayPal is fine. Totally happy to do that. But for bigger ticket items that I'm selling just in New Zealand, no. But that was one job that I was dreading that I can now check off the list. For now though, given that I still have about an hour left of our work along, I'm gonna see how many of the wedding admin things I can get done. A lot of these are things that won't necessarily take very long, I just need to actually do them. The first port of call was to send off an email to the place we're going to be having the rehearsal dinner to update the booking so that everybody's included and check to make sure that any dietary requirements can be accommodated. That one didn't take very long at all, but I am more at peace knowing that that email has been sent off. I don't really love email for communication. I used to because it meant you didn't have to talk on the phone to people, but then you have to kind of wait for a response.
That, and I'm also just not great at sending responses in a timely manner myself. But the next email we're going to send is to my photographer just to clarify some things about the groups for group photos and what kind of groups should be included. Or in particular, if there are any that shouldn't because they're going to be covered elsewhere. That one has been sent off, so just another email that I am waiting on so I can plan out the groupings for our photos on the day. Actually finalizing the list of groups that we want to photograph on the day, that is a this week task, just not a right this second task. Not too shabby of a start for the week. I got a couple of things done. But now I'm going to go and put on my second load of laundry for the day and then look at getting started on video editing. That'll probably take the majority of the day. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it probably will. But I totally forgot I had a package with an excessive number of stamps. Well, probably actually the number of stamps necessary to send said package. But opening it up, yay! We have twisties and covers. The covers in particular are going to be for storing my stickers because I was running out of space. And I figured if I got a nice little fleet of them, then everything would look samey. I love it when everything matches. Thank you, Denise and Tom. Now as I have a snack though, it's time to get to work.
Oh yes, a mere like 2 hours after listing the camera, it is sold, which means I need to send that off. But that is a later be problem. Right now, editing. Oh yes. Last week I set myself up an alarm so that I remember to go to lunch at the right time, or the time that I would like to be having lunch to keep that routine. So far we have about 15 minutes of vlog edited with about 2 hours and 40 minutes left of footage. The footage for last week was a lot shorter because there was no meal prep, which meant I didn't have all of these really long clips of me preparing food, which is both nice that I don't have to edit that, but also sad that I don't have prepared breakfasts for the week. I am going to be doing some meal prep for breakfasts today though, because I don't have any breakfasts prepared. Not right now though. Right now we are getting lunch. And thanks to my continued trouble with portion sizing and preparing an appropriate amount of food, I had enough meals for 2 weeks rather than 1. Lunch is done now, and I just got on and did a couple of extra little wedding bits because an email came in from our coordinator, so I just wanted to fire off another email to her to ask some additional questions and confirm some things she was asking about. But now it's about 5 to 2, and I'm gonna go out, which wouldn't be typical for a Monday, and is probably gonna put me behind on my editing, but I need to get ingredients for my breakfast prep, and I also need to pick up a few bits and pieces, and also ship off the camera that I sold, which is exciting, because it means that my decluttering project is one step closer to being finished, but at the same time, I don't want my editing to end up taking me all day and part of the evening. So let's make this quick. I picked up the bits and pieces I've needed to, the package has been sent, and now editing. Well, actually, I kind of just got home and got straight into editing because now it's 4:30. We have roughly 32 minutes of footage sussed, and then I guess an hour 20-ish minutes of footage to go. This will go faster if I stop stalling. Vogel's gone out though to go and buy the new extraction fan, so hopefully that one gets delivered to us within the rest of the week, so we can get the electrician back, get it installed, and get back to regular cooking. Yeah, I'm gonna keep editing. It was always expected that I wasn't gonna be able to meet the boundary today, but I'm still sad about it. It's okay, it's fine. I think that with the new editing blocks that are actually scheduled into my weekly schedule, I have a better chance of hitting the boundary properly in the way I want to next week. I'm at least up to editing for Saturday though, so I figured I'd do myself a little favor, give myself a little treat, and unbox some tape from the washi tape shop. Vogel decided to keep his candle, and he's determined to actually use it, so he's taking it with him downstairs to do his exercise.
Health and safety, I don't want to leave it unoccupied.
Well, yeah, you could have just blown it out though.
Then I have to relight it. Look at the other one. The other one would not light. So I genuinely don't know if I'll get it going again. Don't laugh at it.
Ha ha ha.
And then a little dramatic.
You are a little dramatic.
I'm very dramatic. Like today I'm irritated because my earphones don't fit in my ears and my chair was annoying me. And I was just like, I f***ing hate everything. I'm so miserable.
But at least you have a candle.
I do have a candle.
It is now 7:06. We are at 59 minutes and a half for the vlog, with only like 4 minutes of footage left to edit. But I have been officially summoned to dinner, so that will come first. Despite saying I was going to do something else for breakfast this week, haha, we're back at it with overnight oats. This time with peach flavor, because I found some of this fruit compote, which I really enjoy, but they hadn't had it at the supermarket for ages. So I stocked up and bought 3 containers, so I won't run out for a while. If you're wondering about the recipe, it is 1/3 cup of porridge or rolled oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, a pinch of salt, 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk, and 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. I don't really like Greek yogurt, so I use this one instead. And then I add in some flavorings, could be something like spices, like cinnamon, nutmeg, that kind of thing. This time around, I'm using the peach syrup. You mix everything up, leave it in the fridge overnight, and then you eat it. For now though, I need to go and finish editing the vlog and get that one uploaded. It is ready to release tomorrow, and I think I want to go downstairs, do my stretches, probably get some more steps in for the day. But before I do that, I'm going to schedule tomorrow because it requires me to be at my computer. That's essentially just considering my task list for tomorrow and then scheduling those tasks onto my calendar to make sure that they happen.
Status was not subtle. It was really hard to miss. The early 2000s were the peak.
I tried a new stretching routine today and I wasn't used to it, so it did ruin me a little bit, especially in the wrists. I'm heavy, but that's okay because with stretching done, it's time to go get into bed and do some reading. One of the new routines that I'm introducing this week, mainly because I had extra space on the routine tracker, is to not use my phone in bed at night. So I'm going to be putting the phone in the phone B&B before I get into bed, because once I'm in bed, no more phone. I guess that makes this my cue to say good night. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Was very excited to have a slightly different breakfast today. It was still overnight oats, but it was a different flavor, and that kind of change up is enough for me. Our walking is done. I decided to go for a full episode of The Walking Dead, mainly because I wanted to try and get as many steps in this morning so I don't have to like get back on the walking pad later this evening. It's not that I mind doing it, it's just nice to be able to do all of that walking at once so I don't have to kind of like break up my day with the task again. It's not necessarily possible with my morning schedule on other mornings, like live stream day or meeting day, can't really do it then unless I want to get up earlier, which I don't. On the cards for today though is primarily work. Got plenty of things to do, just need to figure out what they are. So one of my tasks is going to be writing a list of my tasks. Not so much like a daily task list, but more of a what needs to be done for work before the wedding, because I kind of want to try and get ahead to the extent where on wedding week I don't have a lot of work to do. Probably because I'll be stressed out with other things and I don't want to be stressed out more so preloading the month with those work tasks so I can get ahead, probably a good idea. For now though, it's time to go and get ready for the day so I can get into work. I just realized that I totally missed the fact that I have beat my last high score or exercise streak, and I'm now on 72 days in a row doing my exercise. So essentially these dots are the days that I didn't exercise. So we have 5 weeks here. And then if we go up to the top, we have another 5 weeks, 70 days, and then 2 more. Yay! It's gonna be pretty exciting to get to 100. I'm almost tempted to mark on my calendar when I will get to 100 if I, keep doing it every single day. I'm gonna do that now. This morning though, I am preparing for an upcoming video, so I'm going through and reading this book again. It's not a very long book, it's only like 60-ish pages long, and it is technically a self-help book, so I guess I am kind of reading the first of my 3 self-help books to completion because I am planning on finishing it today. It wasn't the self-help book that I had planned to include in the challenge, but I think it counts. This one is called The Dip by Seth Godin, and it is one I've read before, as mentioned. It's about figuring out when to or when to not quit on something. Essentially figuring out if you're in a situation where you've just gotten into kind of like the sucky stage of working on something versus, yeah, this is never going to get any better, we should get out when we can, like now. Just wanted to kind of remind myself of the ideas before I planned the video, just to make sure that I have all the information that would be helpful and it's sequenced in a fairly good way. Not to say the video is just going to be like a rehash of the book, because I'm not really going to be focusing on the cul-de-sacs or situations where the suck just keeps going and nothing gets better. And the book is also quite business focused, which isn't really going to be the purpose of my video. It's more so for like goals, goal setting, goal getting, that kind of thing. But the ideas are transferable. I think at this stage, the video plan is looking pretty good. I probably need to go over it and just make sure that the sequencing actually is okay, because I'm not going to film it today. Vogel's home today, but he's in office tomorrow, so I'll film it tomorrow. Just means the house will be quieter. Also, part of me kind of wants to turn this video into a series of what I'm going to call chair chat, which is essentially Jess sits in her chair and we chat about something. I don't know if it's actually going to be a series. I just like the idea of it in my head. For now though, it is 1:45 and I think I'm going to go for lunch a quarter of an hour early, just because otherwise I will sit here and just procrastinate getting into anything because I want to drop it at 1 p.m. to go to lunch. So let's just get lunch out of the way, which feels like a really negative way to word lunch. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. I enjoyed it yesterday. I'm still eating my chicken korma, but after lunch, I'm going to be getting into membership content. So organizing the poll for our live stream, planning out the members only videos, that kind of thing. I kind of want to see how many of those I can get done in advance of them actually being released, mainly just to help future Jess out. We love helping future Jess. I've now gone through and written myself a list of things that need to be done before the wedding in terms of like content releases and membership content and such. So far for this one today, I have done the live stream topic voting, so that one's set up and ready to release. I've also done the welcome post for next month, but I forgot to include that on this list. So I guess I just cross it off from this list. That one's later this week, that one is next week, and I want to do some planning around it. I have about a half hour left in this current work block, which I've set aside for membership content planning, so I'll probably plan that video in that half hour. Because I'm going to effectively try and batch film things tomorrow, because typically speaking, batching things together like that means that they get done faster, and I like that. Did I get distracted and start replanning my office? Maybe. Just going through and changing it around, figuring out the placement that I might like the best. We'll have to wait and see though.
Did you distract anyone else?
Maybe. The workday is wrapping up though. I don't think I've been as productive as I was hoping for, but I have gotten at least 1.5 videos planned out, so that's something. I really do want to film as much as I can tomorrow, possibly 3 videos. We'll see if that actually happens. And I also want to do some vlog editing, this vlog, just to make future Jess's life a little bit easier. To procrastinate, I did end up doing another task on my priorities list, and we can check off that I finished my first self-help book for the 3-month challenge, even if it wasn't intentional. I would like to take some notes on the book just because I just read it, so with the roughly 20 minutes I have remaining of my workday, I might do that. Which of course means I now want to set up a new template in my Notion for book notes. I've started taking all of my notes down in Notion because then they're easily referenceable and I can use that information to make content like newsletters, episodes on the channel or whatever. Having it searchable like that is very helpful. There we go, we have some notes now, looking pretty good. I think that this format is going to be really helpful moving forward. I haven't actually taken a lot of book notes in my Notion just yet, and I know that having a template for it is going to make future me's life just that much easier. And it'll probably incentivize me to use it because everything will look samey and I just love the matchiness of it. For now though, I'm going to continue writing my task list for tomorrow so that that is ready to go. Mainly because I'm kind of considering changing my social media free morning goal to be social media can be used but only on the walking pad and only after having set my priorities for the day. So like having my task list, having colored in or put a little dot highlight over my number 1 priority. I feel like if I have that in advance and I've kind of set those priorities, then I could use social media, mainly because the main reason I wasn't going to use it in the morning is so that I could set my own priorities for the day. If I've already done that, then I'm less at risk at letting comments and other things I see online or whatever kind of dictate my focus. Updating that is also on the list for this week, but not for right now. After some exercise and some stretching, it's time to make some dinner. We're making onigiri tonight, so we have the rice, we have some salmon, and we have some seaweed, courtesy of Vogel.
Hello.
But most excitingly, we're trying out the onigiri mold today, so hopefully they actually turn out good. Just push it out gently. Ah! Yay! Look at it! Ah!
It looks so good.
Chookity!
And it didn't stick?
And it didn't really stick, so we just take a little, well, the nori's a little big, but it's fine. And then, yay! Cute little onigiri fleet. So cute. Vogel's trying his hand at it too. After finishing off dinner, getting in some more walking pads so that I actually hit my steps, Vogel decided that for this evening we are going to be doing wedding tasks, which for him, and now for me, primarily means writing vows, but before we do that I actually need to send a speaker list to our wedding celebrant because we were supposed to send that a while ago. How's your vow writing going?
Oh my god, you guys, writing vows is so hard.
Why?
I don't know how to, like, say nice things about other people. It feels weird. Like, I'd rather just say a nice thing to a person in the moment. Planning it feels really...
How many words do you have so far?
Almost 200.
Well, guess what?
Yeah?
That's almost 200 more than me. I'm gonna start eventually. I haven't even opened up a document for it. I literally Googled how to write wedding vows. That's how far I've gotten. Well, by the end of the night, I have still made literally zero progress on that, but that's okay because I've still got time. But I do need to start thinking about it soon. Anywho, that's a future me problem, and it is slightly past 10:30, so I'm gonna say good night. Good morning, happy Wednesday. We are getting ready to do exercise as per usual. The sun is attempting to come over the hill and my eyes hate it. On the cards for today though is primarily filming, possibly doing a little bit of editing, in particular for vlog footage, and also for the Saturday video, just so that it's underway. We also probably should do something about the stash of drinks that we have at the bottom of the stairs. Notably, the dishwasher tablets are not drinks, but you get the general gist. We're thinking we might just put them in the corner that the elliptical used to live in, because then at least it'll be nice and accessible for when we need to take it over to the wedding venue, even though that isn't for a couple of weeks. I can deal with being in the corner for a couple of weeks, I think. Despite leaving my filming till today because Vogel wasn't going to be home, supposedly there was a train issue or something, so he is coming home now. In fact, he just opened the garage and he'll be upstairs soon. So I'm not too sure if I want to film today now because he'll be around and then that can be kind of like background noise. It's not background noise that you typically hear, it's just distracting from me. So I lose my train of thought and things take longer. I don't know, we'll get to my desk and we'll have a look. We've gotten about 9 minutes of vlog footage edited now, which is good. Again, doing favors for future Jess, and I have somebody who's interested in purchasing one of the decluttered items, but they're being difficult about it. Oh, will you negotiate on price? Sure. How about this much if you pick up? Oh, I can't pick up. Can you drop it off? I'm like, no. I'm not gonna deliver an item to you for you paying less than the price I listed it for when I don't typically list things for unreasonable prices. Or at least I don't think so. I usually just price to clear, like get things out of my house. So you're already getting a really good deal on this. You can just pay for shipping if you don't want to come get it. Like, I understand that getting out and getting some items is difficult for people, very fair, and I don't mind shipping an item, but I'm not going to give you a discount on the listed price and then have myself take time, effort, and energy to go out of my house to drop the item off to you. At least not in this case, because it is not worth the effort. Like, I would rather take this item down to the donation center and give it away for free than drive over to Petone, which is like not that far away, but it's far enough that I'm like, no. For now though, even though Vogel is home, he has decided to park himself downstairs and do his work there. I think mainly so that he wouldn't disturb me, so I kind of appreciate that. It is time to do some filming. This is the series that I was talking about. Chair and chat. Chat and chair? The chatting chair. I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of cute. But for now, I need to do a thumbnail because I have recorded the video, and then I need to get on and record another one. That footage is edited now and ready to put in some overlays of like pictures and stuff. I think I like the simplicity of the style. It's just kind of like a piece to camera, just let's chat about goal-related stuff. Kind of similar to vlogs, but the camera sits on a tripod. Right now it's on my hand. It is in my hand. I literally just spoke about in this video that I know how to speak English, and I'm obviously lying to you. I've got about 15 minutes left of this work block though, so I'm gonna go and do some of those overlays while I have them fresh in my mind, and then after lunch, we're gonna get to filming another video. Of course, also had some packages come in, and I cannot. Look at this. They really want me to keep these boxes, and I'm trying my darndest to make sure I'm not hoarding boxes, but they look so pretty on the spine edge, and they'd look so cute on the shelf, but no. The notebook will look cute on the shelf. I do not want to work against my decluttering efforts by hoarding boxes that I am not going to use. If you can find a use for them though, then like totally fair, but I will not do that. But I'm thinking that this little cutie might be my next everyday journal, because I'm kind of thinking that my current one might only last me 3 months. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll move into another B6 for the last 3 months of the year. I'm actually kind of tempted to trial out a one journal to rule them all type system, where instead of having like my goals journal, my everyday, my yearly collections, all of that kind of thing, do everything in one and just make it so that I use 4 journals a year and they're kind of like seasonal or quarterly based. I'm just musing with the idea. This is literally zero promises, but I'm just thinking about it. Had to get myself a square one as well because that one goes on the decorative notebook shelf. For now though, it's time to close the curtains and get to filming the next video. Now it's 4:30 and I'm sufficiently overheated. I have finished filming that video. Didn't get onto filming the other video I had hoped to, but that's okay because we have tomorrow for that. For now, I need to start thinking about what I want to work on at Bourgeois Wednesday and packing my bags in order to take all of the things that I need to work on said thing. Once I finally got my butt moving and got my stuff together to head over to Rachel's, it was a very enjoyable evening, as is usually expected. We had sushi bowl for dinner, which was really tasty. I did did some journal work, and I also got the photo list sorted for our wedding photos. Just need to send that off to the photographer. But very excitingly, we found accommodation for our trip for next year, and we think it looks pretty cute. We haven't booked it in yet, we just want to confirm how many days we want to stay first, but it looks pretty good. For now though, it is 10:15 and I am well and truly ready to get into bed. I did not hit my steps for the day, but that's okay because what I'm aiming for is 8,000 as a daily average. So it's alright if there are a couple of days that I don't quite get there, as long as overall my average for the days is 8,000. Plenty more that I want to do tomorrow, so for now, good night. Good morning, happy Thursday. I am running late this morning and I'm not feeling the greatest, so I'm thinking we might cut the walking short. I don't know, I don't want to do that, but I am running late and I have a live stream to get to. Vogel did clear up the bottom of the stairs last night, which was really kind of him, so now I can move around in here very freely. I do still have to order more wedding drinks, and I hope to do some wedding tasks today, maybe? Or possibly I might leave all of them till tomorrow and bring my 2 work blocks from tomorrow forward. I haven't decided yet. I kind of thought it would be nice to really focus on work today. Even though Thursday is usually a lower energy day, I just feel like I'm a little behind. Technically speaking, I'm not behind yet, but I feel behind. For now though, it's time to get on the walking pad and do some walking. I did end up cutting my walk a little bit short, but I figure I'll probably get back on the walking pad a little later today. It's just that right now I need to go have my shower so that I can get to the live stream on time. Timely arrival is important. I'm still not feeling the greatest, but hopefully that kind of passes. And I think that once I actually get underway with my day, I'll probably be fine. I just need to like have a shower and get clean and feel fresh. I'm going to be organizing my stickers. I recently got some fabulous new sticker binders. This one now has a dent in it because this guy is aggressive and there is weight on it. Oh my gosh. I have been on like a journey with my stickers, I feel. We've had some good times, we've had some tough times, and we're getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, we actually need to sort this system out because it's not working. Our stream went for about 3.5 hours, but throughout that time, I managed to successfully get all of my stickers into my new binders. Well, not my sticker books, but all of my loose stickers into their binders. The ever-helpful Shishmexer alarm has summoned me to lunch though, and I am putting myself in a den of solitude so that I can finish off the episode of The Walking Dead that I did not finish on my walk this morning. I was originally planning on walking while I finished the episode, but I'm gonna sit here and eat my lunch instead. Thankfully, the amount of time I had left for that one was actually the perfect amount of time for lunch, so I'm now on to the last episode of season 2 of The Walking Dead, which, given the fact that the season only has 13 episodes, doesn't really surprise me. Like, numerically speaking, it does not surprise me, but also like, wow, I'm making such great progress. I know that later seasons have more episodes though, so it might take me a little longer to get through season 3, given I only do 1 per day for my walk, but it has been nice having a TV show to kind of like keep me company and also keep me entertained while I walk, because walking in general isn't necessarily the most thrilling, especially when you're doing it in your lounge room. Like, there's not a lot of scenery here. But given the live stream took as long as it did this morning, I haven't actually looked at my task list for the day. I wrote it last night, a Boudreaux Wednesday, but I haven't checked in and seen what in particular I wrote down as stuff to do today, and I need to think about how I want to spend the rest of my day, because usually Thursday would be one of those half days where I just do like the morning in terms of work, and then the afternoon would be more like goal work. I'm still thinking I might just continue with work for this afternoon, and then tonight we have date night, so that's something to look forward to. I am feeling very distractible today. I have managed to get Saturday's video up. That didn't actually take very long, but then I just started pottering around on my computer and doing not much of anything. The work tasks I primarily have are about the newsletter and the exclusive video, but I need to pick a topic before I can do anything about that. I can at least cross off that this one is done. Yeah, I'm kind of just floundering here and not getting a lot done, so we're gonna go and do some life admin, so hopefully I can kind of like get back on track with having a productive day. Sometimes we just need a change of pace. One thing will be to put away the laundry that I have been neglecting since Monday, which I know isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, but I would like to be more timely with this job. I'm gonna see if I can get it done in the length of 1 song. Despite the way it looks, it is technically done. These 2 jumpers I'm actually kind of wearing at the moment, and I don't really have somewhere to put them, and this pair of leggings I'm gonna wear out this afternoon. I am at least feeling slightly more accomplished now. I'm gonna go downstairs and prepare my overnight oats for the next 3 days. I've gotten to a point where I actually don't mind having them, like wet and dry ingredients mixed together for a couple of nights. There was a point where I'd essentially only make it for the very next day because the texture would give me the like, maybe not. But I think that with the new ratio I'm using is actually fine. Plus that'll also help me feel more accomplished too. I do also need to decide what flavor I want the oats because I have run out of pineapple. So I could go to the store and buy more pineapple so that I could do the peach pineapple mango flavored ones, or I could just pick a different flavor. I might just do that. I'm feeling kind of lazy. Plus I bought these 2 cans of apple slices so I could just chuck those into the oven with some cinnamon, nutmeg, that kind of thing, and make another apple filling. Even though I have had it quite a lot over the past few weeks, I like it. So it's not that bad. Usually I just use fresh apple and peel and cut them, but this is like way easier. So it's apple, cinnamon, maybe some fake sugar, maybe some nutmeg, whatever I kind of feel like. And then I just chuck it in the oven for some amount of time so that it can get kind of mushy and essentially makes like a half-baked applesauce. Very tasty. The overnight oats have been prepped. They're in the fridge. We've got the apples in the oven. They've got about 10-ish minutes left. So I'm gonna see if I can do anything else down here to keep me preoccupied so that I'm making the most of my time. I don't want to go upstairs and then effectively have to come straight back down again. After some pottering and wetting considerations, the apples have been bagged up. We're looking good. I just need them to cool down a little bit before I put them into the fridge and freezer. And that essentially means it's time for me to go back upstairs and do some work. Gosh, I knew there was a reason that I put half days on Thursdays because I am just like, blah. My head is a puddle to the extent where I am kind of tempted to not go back to work and just rejig my calendar a little bit and find something else to do. We're gonna go have a look at my task list for both priorities list, weekly task list, and the day and see what sparks joy. Because I might as well get something done even if it's not strictly work related. Having a look at the task list, I do think that it would be good to at least get a topic and maybe a very light draft of the newsletter sorted today just to help tomorrow Jess out. And I quite liked the deadline of a song when I was doing my laundry putting away. I didn't quite get it done in one song, but I also picked quite a short song, so that was like a personal poor choice. So I think I'm gonna set myself a 15-minute timer for figuring out the idea and doing the rough kind of like talking points draft. Doesn't need to be anything kind of major. The topic has been picked, the newsletter has been very, very loosely drafted, and my office is hot, as evidenced by the fact that my face feels quite warm and red. Despite my want to be productive, the brain is puddling today, so I'm like, do I just call it here, move on to something a little bit more fun? I'm sure I can still find something on my list that would make me feel accomplished. I think that closing the sheer curtain will also help because the sun is streaming into the office and is making it very warm in here, which is kind of half putting me to sleep. I decided to knock out some easy wedding tasks, so in particular sending the formatted photograph list to the photographer so she knows which groups we want to have photographed on the day. And now I'm carefully looking over an email that we got from our wedding coordinator, which was like essentially an email that I sent her with a bunch of different questions. I want to go through and make sure that I have kind of either responded to or I have kind of accounted for her responses so I know what I'm doing. Decided to get started on the packing list for the wedding because it was easier than doing other work. I do have to make sure that I keep an eye on the time though because I do not want to be late for date night. Did you have a good date night?
I did, but more importantly, did you have a good date night?
I did have a good date night. I really enjoyed our eatery. It was very tasty. I enjoyed my ice cream because I wasn't psycho and I just got a kiddie cone this time rather than a single cone, which was just like way too much ice cream last time I got it. And we went bowling and I lost both rounds, but I tried.
She was winning for a point there.
I was. On both games.
And she even sabotaged me.
I didn't! He got a pin down, but not for reals, only for fakes. The computer was like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh nah. But
yeah, so she made me fail a bowl.
I didn't make you do anything.
Yeah.
I played the fifth. For now though, we have a couple of things to do on our computer and then we'll probably just watch another episode of Big Mouth.
Or 3.
My task for the evening was to go and find some nail inspiration for the wedding, mainly so I could then go and actually book in the nail appointment. I'm thinking I might get extensions for the wedding, only because I can't guarantee that these will last. Like at the moment, you can't even see how long they are really, but they are this long, which means that they will probably be cut off before the wedding because they're going to get to a point where they will annoy me, which means that then for the wedding itself, I'll probably have shorter nails. I'm not very good at growing longer nails, or at least I'm not very good at keeping them once I grow them. Yeah. I can officially report that I got my steps for the day and we finished season 8 of Big Mouth, which means we can start Wednesday season 2 eventually. Not right now, because right now it is time for bed. Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Yesterday in my live stream, somebody asked if I had had any wedding nightmares, like, you know, night visions, sleepy time kind of stuff. And I didn't think I had. Of course, they kind of like willed that into existence because last night I had a wedding nightmare. I rocked up the day early than I needed to for the rehearsal and more people were there than I expected. It was not just the people who needed to be there for the rehearsal. Somebody bought pot brownies and I ended up indulging in some and completely lost my concept of time. Some random showed up and started harassing the bridal party, so I tried to ask them to leave and then they got like super aggressive. And then because I had lost my concept of time, I thought it was actually the wedding day and I had missed the start of the ceremony, so I was running around trying to like find my clothes and get myself ready and stuff, and then I realized I hadn't written my vows, so I jumped on like ChatGPT and I'm like, no, we said we weren't gonna do that, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Then I ran into the bridal party. They're just like, hey, where are we going for the rehearsal dinner? And like jogged my memory that it was the rehearsal day, not the actual wedding day. But I had also kind of missed that because the rehearsal started at 3 and by that point it was 8 p.m. and rehearsal dinner started at like 6:30, so I'm like, oh, whoops. Plus, I hadn't pre-assigned the rooms for the wedding party, so I had to go around and, like, figure out where each of them were going to be staying. I know that that's not going to happen, but it was still like, woke up way too early, in a panic, and thus, once I got back to sleep, I was just like, we are not gonna wake up with the alarm today. We're gonna stay in bed as long as we need. So currently it is 8:06. I need to get up and do exercise and all of that kind of thing, actually get started for the day, but I'm kind of easing myself into it because I'm very tired. Hopefully no more wedding nightmares. I don't need that kind of stress. I don't need to like double stress about things and stress about things that don't even need to be stressed about. I can confirm that a mere 50 minutes later, I actually got out of bed. I'm really hoping that the rest of today isn't a struggle, but I'm like kind of thinking it might be like a little bit of a struggle. Can't be too much of a struggle though, because I need to leave the house and go get my dress fitting done. My second dress fitting done. And that's important, so need to have my game face on. Let's go! Exercise is done now, and while I probably should be in the shower getting myself all nice and clean and fresh for the day, I decided I would just jump in and start doing my inbox 0. Also, I'm just kind of like dreaming about taking myself on a little kind of reading retreat where I go to like either a cabin in the woods or a cabin on the lake, and I have a cozy blanket and I sit by a fireplace, not too close though because I don't want to catch the blanket on fire, and just read my books and be very peaceful. That's not on the cards for today, but I'm putting that out there as like a dream for a future trip. I don't know if Vogel will want to come with me. I don't think he would get the same level of enjoyment out of it, but still, it sounds like a nice time. That's not for right now though. Right now we are going through the emails and getting rid of all of the stuff that doesn't need to be dealt with, dealing with the stuff that does need to be dealt with, and then getting rid of it. The current totals are 7 for the personal inbox, 23 for the work inbox, and 4 for the home inbox. So I don't think this should take too long, hopefully. I hope I didn't jinx it. And I found a new song for myself to keep myself amped. I was literally sitting in bed this morning, just like scrolling reels, feeling sorry for myself, and then a reel with this song came on. I'm like, okay, it's time to get up. It is now 10:50 and the email inboxes are done, which means I should probably go and have a shower before I write the newsletter. The newsletter is drafted from yesterday, like very loosely drafted, so hopefully it will not take too long to write, but I feel kind of gross and I would like to go have a shower. It's 12 o'clock. I haven't just gotten out of the shower. Instead, I've just been sitting here dragging my feet, not working on my newsletter. I've written a couple of things, but not like a lot. I just, writing is not what I want to be doing today. Actually, what I want to be doing is sitting down on the couch and doing not much of anything, but that's not on the cards for right now. According to the weekly schedule, I only have to work until
way through the day, so like an hour until lunchtime, and then I have lunch, and then it's goal work time. And I know I can get the newsletter done in an hour, I just have to actually do it, and right now it is like pulling teeth. It is a struggle, because I couldn't be bothered. But sometimes we just have to do things we don't want to do, and I'm sure there's a way that I can make this suck slightly less. I find it very difficult to write while I'm listening to music, if that music has any kind of lyrics, because then I just want to sing along to the songs rather than write the words that I'm supposed to be writing. So maybe I can go find some music to listen to that makes it a little more enjoyable, that doesn't have words. Alrighty, it's time to do it. Let's see how long this will take.
I may have gotten distracted because a package arrived from Archer and Olive, and based on the box size, you can probably tell that it was a significant amount of stuff. But I also can't show most of it to you because it's not released yet. It's pretty exciting though. I didn't get my newsletter done before lunch, but that's okay. I'm gonna have lunch and then I'm gonna finish it. Alrighty, we have it done. That one is scheduled for release, and it is now 2:30. I have to leave the house in about an hour to go get my dress fitting done. So I could work on goal work, or I could do some filming, and I honestly don't know which one I want to do. I'm trying to think of whether I can actually get through the entire of the filming in 1 hour. I'd probably like to give myself just a little bit longer, so maybe I don't start that now. You know, I'd have more time to do it if I hadn't procrastinated writing this newsletter so long, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it because that doesn't help anybody, especially not me, and my ability to get further things done. I ended up sending through my alcohol request, so at least there's something. And I properly went through and analysed the information from my wedding coordinator so that I could add those to my task list. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to need to add another page of action planning to the wedding checklist stuff, because while I currently have a full spread for it, there are things on here that, well, actually, there are things that aren't on here, is the long story short of it. I have actions that have not been summarized on here, and I feel like I'm just holding them all in my head. I really need to write them down, so I think I'm gonna prioritize that. I made a little progress on that list, but now it is time to go to town because my dress fitting is in half an hour, and I want to make sure that I have time to get parking and also get there and all the good stuff. Despite the fact that it was distinctly pissing down with rain on the way in, I managed to have found a nice little pocket for myself so I'm not getting rained on, which is definitely ideal because I don't want to arrive feeling like a soggy mess because that'll just make the entire experience less enjoyable. And I know it's not going to be that bad, but I'm like, ugh, I hate it. Yeah, just like last time, she took very good care of me and it was not as scary as I was making it out to be in my head. I still need to get underwear though, and the black ones are not going to cut it, but it was nice trying it on and actually feeling like it's a bit more fitted this time because she's done the work. Anywho, let's go back to the car and go get some dinner. A slow day of work, I think that it ended quite positively, like having a meal out, having some good times in company with Vogel, getting to start watching Wednesday, and now I am in bed at 8:58. I've been here for a little while, I was scrolling on my phone, but I'm gonna do some reading, which I'm feeling very good about because I haven't read anything this week and I am actually quite enjoying my book. Once I get underway with that one, it does mean that the phone is going into the phone B&B though, so I'm gonna say good night. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I had an intentional sleep in this morning, which was nice. I turned my alarm off and just let the body rest. The body still woke up at like 7 o'clock, but I was like, no, you do need more rest. Let's go back to sleep. So of course now it is 9:44 and thus time to get my exercise in. We're going out today for my brother's birthday. We're going to Yumcha, which I'm very excited about. So I probably won't have breakfast because I want to save up space for Yumcha. I seem to have done myself an injury though because my wrist is killing me. Like doing my stretches last night, it was quite sore, and then I woke up this morning and it's just like at me. I'm like, cool. Much like yesterday, it is a decently soggy day, so a nice time for a day off, I think. I might end up doing some filming work when we get home. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't written myself a list for the day, but for now, it's time to go walking. And today's like today make me so glad that I have a walking pad inside. We're clean now, family's here, and it's time to go to Yumcha. A very pleasant time out with the fam, and now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of the day. Part of that is gonna be meal planning, because I don't know what we're eating next week or what I'm doing for meal prep for next week, but I also kind of just want to take it chill, but I also want to film that video. So I might film the video and then just like edit it tomorrow. Technically today is supposed to be a day off, but I just want to get this piece of work done. I did the thing
I filmed the video, I have to edit the video, and I'm probably gonna do a little bit of editing right now, but I did the thing. The thing I was filming was actually kind of fun. It was the Archer and Olive reading journal, the one that they're releasing as part of the fall release. So I was effectively, you know, going through, looking at all the pages, talking about the differences between the sizes and all of that kind of thing. I hope by the time this video comes out, that is not a spoiler. I apologize. That's pretty cute. Might use one for my next reading journal, just saying. Thought I'd only edit some, ended up editing the whole thing. So that's kind of cool. Feeling accomplished. Time to go and think about evening plans, like dinner. And by dinner, we mean chips and dip, because Yum Chow is very filling, and then I want a chips and dip. And if I have chips and dip, I'm not gonna need dinner. Psych, no. I got distracted by wedding tasks. I was sending an email back to our coordinator about menus because the formatting was a little odd looking and there was a typo. So I'm like, yeah, let's fix that part up. And now I'm going through and redoing the seating chart based on some new information, which is that at least one person might not make it along. So it's like, I don't really want to sit you in the middle of the table then if you're not possibly gonna be there, because otherwise then I have like this weird gap. So plus I also hadn't accounted for the fact that two of my guests who actually know each other, and like one of them not knowing very many other people, like they should probably sit together, or at least maybe I think that people would be more comfortable sitting with people they know. At least I'm usually more comfortable sitting with people I know, provided I actually like them. But mainly I want to get that sorted so that I can also send that to our coordinator. Hey Vogel, guess what?
What?
I sent the official seating chart to Beth.
Yay!
Yeah! What are we doing now?
Watching Wednesday.
Oh yes. And?
Having dip.
Okay, so I didn't realize that they haven't actually released the full series of Wednesday season 2 yet, and I absolutely hate it when they do this. I'm like, no, don't limit me. Just let me binge the entire season in 3 to 4 days. That's fine. I'm my own person. I can make my own decisions. You're limiting my potential here.
You're gonna be very upset.
No, what is it? September? The second part of it. September? I know it's literally just to keep us with like another month of subscription. Cheeky, sneaky, but I don't like it. I'm not about it. Vogel, what have we been doing for the last hour?
We haven't been on TikTok for an hour.
Well, I mean, I haven't been on TikTok ever.
Yeah, we've been on Instagram.
But yeah, no, we have probably been scrolling for the last hour.
You've not been scrolling for an hour. It's
You know,
probably like half an hour.
He says this, but
We could have watched Wednesday. I cleared my whole evening to watch 2 Wednesdays, and then here we are. I'm stuck on this.
yeah, I've decided not to watch the final episode of the first part of the second season of Wednesday, personally in protest, but also because I know it'll leave me on a cliffhanger, because they want me to keep my subscription and come for a second month, which I was gonna do anyways, but I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction. It's not how this works, in my mind at least.
You make a good point. Why don't they just release them weekly?
That's not better, but like, sure.
Well, no, but like, then at least you'd have something every week. At this point, you watch it, you binge 4 episodes, then then it's a month later, you forget what happened, and then you go, oh, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I'm safeguarding myself against that. We will watch the rest after the wedding, because it releases in September. But it's fine. What are we going to do now?
I think you're going to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to go do some reading. What are you going to do?
I haven't worked that out yet. If I could figure that out, I wouldn't still be on Instagram.
I think that Vogel should come to bed and read with me. If you agree, you should let me know in the comments so that we can lightly bully him into doing things that are good for him.
Yeah.
But because I am going to go read, that means that the phone needs to go into the phone B&B. So it is time to say good night. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Both Vogel and I are feeling very demotivated and are still in bed, despite the fact that I couldn't be bothered moving my sleeve to check my watch. It's past 7:30, let's put it that way. Pretty sure it's past 8 o'clock because my apps on my phone are letting me access them again. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for meal prep for the week ahead, because the only thing that I kind of consistently do in the oven for lunches, I don't really feel like. So I have to find something else. It's a very soggy day outside, which makes me feel like I just want to curl up on the couch and do some cozy gaming or something like that. But there is also stuff on my to-do list to do, whether it's wedding related or work related or personal organization or other goals or whatever. Notably, as I haven't gotten out of bed, I have not done my exercise, so that is also something to do. I just need to actually do it, but I'm cozy. Notably, I've finally gotten out of bed a mere hour later. I don't think it's been an hour, I think it's been like 40 minutes. But anyways, timekeeping is not my strong suit. We have organized the majority of the rest of the drinks for the wedding. Vogel's gonna go pick those up. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And now those 2 items that I listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I've only had time wasters for them, so they are going to Trash Palace. Huzzah!
But now it's time for some walking.
I know in part I feel as poorly as I do because Tom is coming to visit soon, but I would like to use my Sunday in a way that is either productive or restful, or like some kind of mixture of the two, and right now I feel like I'm just like in stasis and just feeling guilty about not getting out of bed and stuff like that, which doesn't help anybody.
Do you want to stay in stasis with me and have a Macca's breakfast when I come back?
That'd be really nice, thank you. I'm very much the kind of person who remedies negative feelings with food. I haven't, like, found a good way out of that, and usually the food that is remedying the negative feelings is not necessarily aligned with my health goals. But I am very much looking forward to my Macca's brekkie. And at least I'm still up early enough to have Macca's brekkie, because if it was like, I don't know, 10:30 or something, by the time Vogel finishes the shopping, I would not be having any. Thankfully, it's only 9:20. After having my shower, having some breakfast, and getting started on writing a list of things that I could hopefully do today, now it is time to actually get started on doing things. I'm thinking that I'm going to record my exclusive video for the team memberships, the team with a capital T, in particular because I'm going to be doing a weekly reset with them, so, you know, it's time for my weekly reset. It is a Sunday, might as well film it now. Also, it will help me feel cool, calm, and collected for the week ahead, which I could very much use because I feel like the end of this week in particular has been a little Like, I've enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, you know, going out with the fam was nice and getting to try my dress on and all of those kind of things, like, that was good stuff. But in terms of my motivation and drive to get stuff done, whether work or goal related or anything related, that has definitely dipped. And for that reason, I think that once I do that video, I might try and take the rest of the day off, just kind of like refill my cup a little bit, get some genuine rest time in, so then tomorrow I can be cool, calm, and collected, feeling refreshed, all of the good stuff. Plus, we'll also be getting into the second half of the cycle, and usually around the mid-cycle is when I kind of get slumpy anyways, so it does make sense that the last couple of days have felt a little but I do not want that feeling to linger on and kind of like carry me into the second half of the cycle, because I want to make the most of my time, and I certainly have things to do because the wedding is approaching, plus all the other goals and all of that kind of stuff. For now though, let's film a video. The weekly reset is filmed, so it's time to do some editing. And as part of that, the mid-cycle check-in has been done with some good progress to be proud of. Thinking of progress that wasn't specifically wedding related was a little bit tricky, but I've got some items in there. For instance, stuff like not having any leaks in the shower so far. Knock on wood, we do not want there to be any leaks. Also having added money to savings, and also getting a little bit more consistent with the stretching routines, that's all really good too. But then also acknowledging the fact that there have been challenges, like pain and the range hood breaking, and wanting to do like a full-blown effort on something, like a full job and fully finish things off, and not giving myself the time to do that. For instance, digital product creation, or planning the post-wedding barbecue, or writing my vows, anything like that. I don't think I'm gonna get on to drafting my vows today, or thus this week, so that might be a future me problem. A future me, but like soon me problem, because the wedding is coming. I thought I was making really good time with this. It is now 3:30, so maybe not. But that's okay, the video is getting uploaded, I just need to put on a thumbnail and then I can go downstairs and just chill out for a bit. I would actually like to look over my priorities list for this week and see if there's anything else I can do, but first we'll finish uploading the video. I think I might start planning the guest info email, so then at least there's something done with regards to that. It's essentially just for me to say like, hey, yes, there is parking, please don't arrive before this time, do you have any dietary requirements, that kind of stuff. So it shouldn't be hard, I just want to make sure that I do a thorough job of it so I don't have to send out multiple emails, because that's not fun. And as part of that, I think I might also update our wedding website so that then I have the kind of like intro card that says like, hi, welcome to the website or whatever. It doesn't actually say that, but it does say please RSVP by insert date here, and that date has well and truly passed. So I feel like maybe I could have something about like, hey, check your inbox because there's gonna be an email coming. Yeah, so essentially just like changing this one in particular and maybe that one as well, just so that then they're a little bit more up to date. Getting that drafted actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, so I might just send that now. I've done a couple of checks over it to make sure that I've got all of the details that I need, and hopefully there's nothing I've forgotten, because I don't want to send another email. I will just answer the same question 20,000 times when my guests end up asking it. I will not admit defeat on this, but I will just do another check before I send it out. Not only has that been planned, but it's now been sent, and while I could do other things right now, okay, I did just review the drinks plan, there are some other items, but I'm gonna go and play some games. It took me an apocalyptically long time to actually get downstairs after deciding that I was done for the day. So now it is 5:30 and I have not started doing any kind of like restorative rest type activities. It's cool, we still have time. At what point in the day do you start feeling like, oh, the day is over? Because it hit like 3 o'clock for me and I was like, oh, the day is over. I have no time to do anything I wanted to do. And I'm like, Jess, you still have like 7 hours until you go to bed. I'm sure we can figure something out. Doesn't stop the mentality of it though. There we go, we are finally on the couch ready to play some game. All rugged up because it is freezing. Vogel and I went and grabbed some dinner, we watched some YouTube, and now it's time for gaming on the couch. Probably gonna take the rest of the evening pretty chill because even though this week was a little bit tough in terms of motivating myself to get things done and being a bit sore, demotivated, low energy, yada yada, I'm still pleased with the progress that I've made, especially with regards to the wedding. Sure, there's still plenty of stuff left to do, but I got a decent chunk of things done this week for it. To really maximize my hobby potential today though, I have done a bunch of gaming. It's now 9:30, so I think I'm gonna go to bed and read because I'm getting towards the end of my book. I'm not gonna finish it tonight because that would mean staying up way too late, but I'm very eager to see where we're going. After that though, it's gonna be phone and the phone B&B and time to go to sleep. So now for something completely different. And thanks to my, wait, what? This one is called The Dip by South. And we have some seaweed, courtesy of Vogel.
Hello.
He is a seaweed.
I'm the seaweed.
And thanks to my inability? This one is called The Dip by Self. Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know how to say nice things to people.
It is noted.
Oh.
Morning. Now's it's 4:30. I did end up cutting my work. The bear.
I look like a lamer version of Eminem.
If you had one shot, one opportunity.
You had one banana.
What? Anyway, just wanted to remind myself of the ideas before I plan. I think I already told you this. The overnight oats belly burger.
Yes.
Such a creeper.
I could be Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. You have a little mustache.
No, that guy looks like a pervert.
Goodbye, Herschel's farm. Sad for you now. I was literally sitting in Beale. I was not. I may have gotten distracted. Hey, Vogel, guess what?
Guess what?
No, it's guess what?
What?
Oh my gosh. Not only has that been planned, but it's now been sent. Can you stop that for a second, just so I can film this clip? Anywho, what are we gonna say goodnight?
We can say goodnight.
Yeah.
Good night.
No. What do we have to say now to the people?
Good night.
You're the worst. Yeah, I don't like you anymore. We're not friends anymore. Vogel's bullying me because I stuffed up my words.
I thought it was great. Don't change any of that.
Trying to have a nice night with you and you're just stuck on reels.
Yeah.
You have 26 chins in this shot. I don't know how to word this. There's still a decent chunk that is left to be done, but I'm feeling a lot better about the progress we've made, in particular towards the wedding, and also other goal areas. And I'm quite excited for next week because that's when I'm going to be tackling my future me problems, or as many of them as I can handle while still trying to function and get work done and such. Actually, halfway through next week, we are going to officially be halfway through the 3-month challenge, which means that a lot of us are falling victim to the dip. I certainly fell victim to the dip this week, feeling very low motivation and just like everything, there's a bit of a grind. But the dip doesn't last forever and there are things that we can do about it. If you were wondering more about the dip and how to recognize it and how you can deal with it, then this video is the next one to check out. In that one, we look at some examples of dips that you might be familiar with and how to overcome them. So click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.